I have some breaking input coming our way. Let me introduce that first. Iran has launched another barrage of missiles at Israel. Several of these missiles have struck their targets, penetrating through Israel's Iron Dome. This latest visual on your screen shows the exact moment an Iranian missile appears to adjust its trajectory from behind an Israeli interceptor, seemingly dodging the interceptor. Alright, so those visuals are on your screens. These are the latest images that we try to get for you in order to understand what the current situation is like on the ground. But let me also rope in General Dwivedi into this discussion. General, when you're looking at talks and when we're looking at diplomacy, like the ambassador was talking about, Iran seems to be very wary of this. They have not had a good past when it comes to talks with US and Israel. In 2025, there were two occasions on which they were backstabbed and they were attacked. First we saw it in the 12-day war, then we saw it in late 2025. So Iran is very skeptical of these talks. They have outright rejected Donald Trump's statements that there has been some kind of talk that is going on. Obviously, Donald Trump has stated that this is with actors that the top leadership or IRGC is not involved or not aware of. But do you believe that Iran will maybe look at talks if there are other countries or third world countries involved, like the ambassador stated? There could be India, there could be Pakistan, Qatar. There are a lot of countries who have in fact offered to mediate.
Well, Shivani, in current modern day warfare, fighting and negotiation or diplomacy go hand in hand. There's never a occasion when the window is closed, and right now we are seeing that mild opening of the window when President Trump has stated or has said that for 5 days US will not be striking at the energy or oil installations. Well, when we look at the whole situation, it's very important to take what's happening on the ground and what's happening behind the scene in the diplomatic parlance. See, on the ground, the fighting is going on as intense as before. Only thing is that US is not going to target the energy infrastructure for next 5 days. Second point is that Iranians are responding quite effectively, while they are taken a heavy beating because the Air Force is gone, the Navy is almost gone, 100 ships are at the bottom of the sea. They lost, I think, more than 60% of their launches, and they also leadership for top tier is gone. But the point is that they are still holding on, and that means that they have a trump card when they go on the negotiation table. Means they are not being defeated, they are very much in the game. As far as Israel and the US is concerned, well, to large extent, the 3 weeks of war has gone in their favor, but they have not been able to bring Iran on the knees. And also, their regime is still in place, whether it is IRGC which is calling the shots or it is political leadership. But the point is, today military definitely want to fight on, and they will not be giving up anytime soon. Now, where is the diplomacy? See, the UN is defunct, and the interlocutor Oman, of course, was trying to mediate, but I think because the mediation didn't make headway, so that's why the war started. But I don't think at this time both sides are willing to yield ground, because when you go on the negotiation table, you always have a bottom line and you always have red lines. So at this time, while as far as the Americans are concerned or the Israelis are concerned, they will not be able to make Iran agree to either abort or suspend their nuclear program, or also to curtail the missiles, and of course the regime change is not on the card. Israelis have a different agenda. They want to at this time ensure that Iran is weakened so much that it doesn't pose a threat. At the same time, Hezbollah has been the Achilles heel as far as Israel is concerned, because its northern border is very vulnerable to Hezbollah, and Hezbollah is the strongest of these three militias or non-state actors vis-a-vis Hamas or Houthis, they have a strength of about 30 to 50,000. Their projectile or the rocket arsenal is more than 100,000. They had given a 34 days fight to the Israelis in 2006 across the Litani River. So therefore, Israel's aim is to now take a heavy toll of Hezbollah, and that's where they're hitting not only these so-called no zone or the buffer zone, but they are hitting right into the Beirut, the stronghold of the Hezbollah. So if you take my overall view, while the overtures are being made for diplomacy, but I don't think that right now the time has come for major diplomatic initiative. Point number one. Interlocutors, I think Oman, maybe there in Pakistan is trying to throw the hat inside, but I don't think India is very much on the interlocutor table, because for obvious reasons that we are taking a particular side and we are not been actually called for the interlocutor dialogue or the initiative. And the last point is that as far as Iran is concerned, they will like to hold on, and when they go on the negotiation table, they will like to go with certain very important aces up their sleeves. They will not go with a weak hand. And the Americans want to get out the earliest. They have a desire to now call a victory and declare victory and get off the ramp. But the Israelis may like to continue, but Israel cannot continue without the Americans. So at this time, there's normal, as I said, the fog of war is there. In diplomatic parlance, there's no clear-cut, opening. But at the same time, certain overtures are being made. So we have to see, as to next 5 days, will America resort to the bombing of the energy sector? Will Iranian leadership give an inkling to come on the table? And will the interlocutors are also got a grip to ensure that both sides do come to negotiation table? But right now, I think situation is very fluid, is very dynamic, and we cannot actually take a call what is going to happen in next 4 to 5 days. We'll have to wait and watch.
Absolutely,
Shivani.
General, absolutely.